I miss you so much, Ladybug. The world is at peace, but my heart is still in turmoil.
Cat Noir?
Marinette?
Or you can call me Ladybug.
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. I want to thank all of you, returning viewers, new viewers, for stopping by today. If you are a new viewer, I hope I could get you to hit that subscribe bar down below. If I've entertained you, if I made you feel anything towards this video and this content. If you're new, check out some of the other stuff that we have in our playlist and other reviews. But today we're going to be getting into a review of a movie, and it's All Show's Show. That's on Netflix, and I believe Jordan said that some of the newer episodes are on Disney Plus as well due to some licensing issues. So I'm assuming it is a Disney product overall. This is something I've just recently learned about and just getting into now. Miraculous, Ladybug, and Cat Noir, the movie, okay? Like I said, this is a show as well that has like 5 or 6 seasons. But this movie basically shows the origin of Ladybug and Cat Noir and how their story began and what the premise of this franchise is. And I think that it was pretty decent, man, considering that you would figure that's like a family-friendly thing, which I don't mind family-friendly things at all. I'm just meaning like my kid is a little older, so we don't really get too much into the younger children's shows around here anymore. But Jordan, being he has some younger children himself, him and one of his kids had gotten into this show. And he had suggested the movie to me because he thought that I'm assuming the reason why he suggested it is that he thought it was a good movie. It's directed by Jeremy Zag, written by Bethany Lopez Mendoza, and Jeremy Zag as well. Jeremy Zag also wrote a lot of the lyrics for the songs that appear in this movie. So this guy really put a lot of effort and a lot of his self into this show and into this movie. I noticed in the ending credits too that it seems to be a book series as well. So I'm assuming that that is where the initial idea to make it into a show came from. And let's get into a couple of the three actors I kind of want to just concentrate on in here. Anouk Hoytboys is Marionette / Ladybug. Benjamin Bolin is Adrian / Cat Noir. And Keith Silverstein is Gabby Grassett / Hawk Moth, aka La Papillon, aka the butterfly in English, La Papillon. And I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong as a French word for the butterfly. This show and I'm going to say this movie because I'm not sure if the show also primarily takes place in France, Paris, but I'm assuming it does because Marionette's life is based out of Paris. Her family owns a bakery. Her and Adrian are both going to the same school, and that they're at the age of young teenagers. That awkward stage in life when you're trying to figure out who you are, what type of people you want to be around. You're starting to be attracted to other people. You're just trying to do a lot of self-discovery. You're dealing with bullies. You're dealing with crushes. You're dealing with just pure awkwardness from how you feel about yourself, how you feel about when your parents tell you "I love you" and want to tell you their suggestions on how you run your life. And so you can definitely feel the teen angst in this movie. Adrian's father seems to be a famous fashion designer and doesn't really show too much attention to Adrian since Adrian's mother had passed away. They don't really talk about how she passed away unless I somehow missed it in the movie or they explain it in the show. But ever since his mother passed away, his father, we soon discover, is trying to bring her back to life by any means necessary, allowing himself to become the butterfly, so to speak. And and before I go on, I just want to say that that this is kind of a musical, but it doesn't really take you out of the movie. I think all the songs are pretty good. It tells you the motivations of each character, what they are looking for, what their insecurities are, and what they hope to get out of life. And I think that each character's motivation and interactions are pretty good. I really like the fact that they just really concentrate on character development in this, character interactions. Marionette, who hasn't had many friends, winds up becoming friends with the kid that wants to be like a news reporter, and she's taking pictures here and there, and she when Ladybug makes her appearance in Cat Noir, she definitely loves taking pictures of their escapades and adventures. And Ladybug and Cat Noir do become public figures as Paris's local superheroes because they wind up going through a litany of enemies that they have to fight, because La Papillon has his power where he'll send out butterflies to give other people powers, to try to get Cat Noir and Ladybug's Miraculous. Now, what a Miraculous is basically, like for Cat Noir, it's a little cat floating being, and it gives him his powers and abilities, and Ladybug's is a little ladybug as well, and they choose the avatars that they feel will best represent saving the world, right? But Hawkmoth seems to really, or at least in this movie, the initial motivation was to bring the wife back to life, but it's also to collect the Miraculouses together, so then there could be an all-powerful being with all of them combined. So that is also what Cat Noir and Ladybug have to try to prevent as well. Not only saving Paris from these various monsters and villains that come up, but to make sure that they don't let their powers fall into the wrong hands. And it's some heavy stuff that these young characters are dealing with, and you really get to see the conflicting feelings about how they feel towards this. And I really like in the movie how Cat Noir and Ladybug are so oblivious to their feelings to each other, where Ladybug is telling Cat Noir she's in love with someone else, and she's really in love with Adrian, but Adrian is Cat Noir, and but Marionette in real life wants Adrian, and Adrian's like, well, there's somebody else, and it's Ladybug, but she's Ladybug. So they're not realizing they're in love with each other, and they're just so focused that they're not realizing they already know, in a way. And near the end of the movie, they wind up getting together, and I thought that was pretty nice. I just thought that this show was really well done. I love the animation to this. The animation seems clean. It doesn't seem wonky or glitchy really too much in any sort of way. It kind of reminds me of like a Pixar type of animation. I enjoyed the voice acting. I thought that everyone seemed authentic and real to what they were trying to portray emotionally. And near the end of the movie, La Papillon realizes, or the Avatar, right, Adrian's father realizes that he's been fighting his son Cat Noir all this time, not realizing it's been his son, and he is able to get himself back in check and reject these powers, and realizing that he probably has to do some time for the crimes he did commit under the guise of the butterfly. And I'm sure that they deal with that in the show. So Cat Noir definitely has like a path of his mother passing away, his father being a villain at one point, kind of interesting things that you can do with that. And Marionette, her family's great. Like I said, they own a bakery and everything. Some of the villains in this movie I thought were really cool too. There's this big croissant monster I thought was pretty clever. And then at one of the fights they had was at a carnival, and there's like a Harley Quinn Joker type of couple there, and the guy was like not like a mime. The guy was a mime, and I thought the way they used his powers was pretty clever. hold on here. Being he was a mine, for instance, if you pretended that he was doing a detonation of a TNT box, something would blow up. If he pretended to do this with his hand, an invisible bullet would come and hit the target. So I just think that those powers for a mime character was pretty smart. And then they wound up doing like this big balloon monster, which I thought was also pretty clever. The action sequences were really good in this too. I wasn't disappointed in this movie. I really thought coming into this where I was going to be like, this is probably the typical run of the mill kids movie, kids show, and but I'm really glad Jordan suggested this to me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the time to get into the show like that, to that degree, because it seems like there's a lot of episodes in the 5 seasons they got, and a lot to catch up on that show. But I'm sure it's something I would be willing to watch on occasion. I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a family movie to watch together. I think it's really wholesome. I think it's really well put together. I think there's something for everyone in this movie, from kids enjoying it to adults enjoying it, especially if you're a household that likes superhero movies. And for me to suggest a musical, it's got to be pretty darn good, because I'm not big on musicals either. You really have to keep me... like for me, the last decent musical that I enjoyed was The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman, where he was portraying the circus fella. But that was like the last musical I enjoyed. So I really was happy with this movie. I think that you guys will definitely enjoy this movie. There's really not too much slow points in this, and I think I could definitely give this movie a good 7.5 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I could have shaved off like 5 minutes off for 10 minutes, but I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to establish some lore, try to establish the origin story of these two characters, and I think they really did well with this movie. I want to thank Jordan for suggesting it. I think you guys should definitely watch it. You let me know down below other movies like this, or what your favorite part of this movie was. And until next time, peace, Snookums.
Everybody!